Yo, 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 it's ODB, our lifestyle podcast. Thanks for coming back and rocking with us. Many of you have been doing that for some time now. We're going to jump into issue 35 of Mini Truckin Magazine. You know the routine. I want to give a huge shout out to our fam at Scrapin the Coast. We were just there last weekend. This upcoming episode, Friday, is a huge wrap-up to talk about our experience from here in Florida over to Biloxi and back. Of course, there's a lot to talk about. I had some tire issues with the trailer, so you guys can stay tuned. Biggity Mike the Mayor and I will jump in and talk about a lot of the people we met, so we're looking forward to that. I want to give a huge shout out to, I don't know if you can see my shirt here, LCD Podcast, Lowest Common Denominator. I'm wearing their shirt. A bunch of good dudes, and please listen to OLP if you're not already doing that, but also go on and check out LCD, Lowest Common Denominator. There's some good kinfolk. So, I've got a little bit of lighting in here to try to make it a little bit better. This is, of course, got the bag on it, so it's a little tough to see, but the new All-Time Low magazine, I'll be going through that one real soon. Some of the things I took away from Scrapin the Coast, of course, you've got the sticker, Bada Bing was there. You've got the Scrapin the Coast stickers, those famous longer stickers, and then I Know Greg Miller. Both of these feature June 2007 cover truck that Eric Coleman painted, rather. And, of course, we met Joey, who's the new owner of this truck. We'll talk a little bit about meeting him on the episode. And then Chad Luke, NC, with Difficult Times. And then, of course, he's got Timex that ties into that build on the license plate. But Scrapin the Coast, we're going to talk all about it. And those are a few things I took away. And I want to remind everyone, got a chance to talk to Lonnie and Radar. This is a patch from 2020, but we're looking forward to Lone Star Throwdown next year in 2022 in Conroe. That'll be the 11th anniversary. And then, of course, next year, Scrapin is the 20th anniversary, if you can believe that. So, without further ado, hopefully this lighting will help for these kind of evening flip-throughs. This is November of 94. So last we were on September of 94, and I kind of talked about how there was that, I think it was a 3-month run where they kind of were they were monthly. And then, of course, here you basically skip October, and then here you are with issue 35. This one kind of has that lilac color, I believe is how you pronounce it. And it's November, which is one of my favorite months, my birth month. You've got this killer Yoda. Always like the wheels. Of course, you got the model. And hopefully we'll do a little bit better with this lighting here. There's a little glare. Up here, you see Hard Rock Audio System, show action. So you've got the insert photo, and then you've got Win a SoundStream Hard Rock Audio System. So you got the famous BF Goodrich ad with the green splash. Down here, I like to always zoom in. This month's cover brings us the spirited Alicia Moses, M-O-S-E-S. Okay? You got Jerrod's 89, Lick Me All Over, Lilac Toyota. And you see there the insert photo by Courtney. Actually, the cover by Courtney, insert photo, 5th annual Texas Heatwave. I'll get this down. So you got some other cool trucks in here. In the TOC, also known as Table of Contents, November 94. Again, if you're collecting, don't look at these numbers. It gets super confusing. I talked about that early on. I know some of you guys are probably like, damn, he's not going to stop talking about that. And I will eventually, because it's just way too confusing. That's another reason why I'm doing these flip-throughs. There's some people that still kind of debate what issues are what. Jason, of course, with MT Mags for Sale, he has all of these on MT Mags for Sale via his Facebook page, which will help tremendously. But also, this will give you insight to different vehicles and whatnot. Who doesn't remember the bass CDs, the bass movement? I was talking to my buddy Paul. He's done all the systems and all my vehicles. one of my best friends, Paul Lane, Banshee pilot, my homie. He was talking about how like now, like a lot of guys, and I know this has been going on for some time, but you basically buy the USB sticks with your mixes. So Eric George's 88 Ford Ranger GT. Obviously something significant here is the triple axle truck. He's like, hey, dual axle's cool, tandem axle's cool. Let's go triple. Get the model in there. 3 times the fun. And again, I hope that this new little rig setup I'm going to try is going to do well for us here, because I could get through a lot more of these, but by the time I get home and do the family thing and or eat dinner, check out that rig. Triple axle, triple axle, triple axle, and a dually. So like tonight, it's obviously been rainy in Florida the last few days, and typically I'll kind of just throw the towel in. You know me, no rest, no breaks. Try to keep the pedal stomped. I was doing interviews earlier. I came out here, I was like, it's a little dark out. I don't have the best lighting in the shop yet. So hopefully this will help me pull the nose of the plane up and get more of these out. I definitely appreciate all the awesome comments. I was reading a comment earlier today on YouTube. One of the homies said, hey man, really appreciate you doing this. It was, it's bringing back memories is kind of what he said, and, just a different part of his life in terms of, some of the builds and whatnot. And I was like, yo, love doing it. So getting it all together, number 19, Southern California Mini Truck Council celebrates another year with a run to the Mojave River Forks. Now, this truck recently came up. I had posted a photo, I believe Eric Coleman, rest in peace, painted it. And I could not, off the top of my head, remember if it was featured. I thought that it was. I remember seeing it as we see it here in show coverage. And one of the homies sent the picture of the feature. I think it was, is it Alan Hall? Going off memory here. Always loved this style. Super clean truck. Got the old school S10. And then this famous truck, which was body dropped early on. One of the first body drops, I would say. I think you guys will chime in. I know it's got to be, from my understanding. It might be the first body drop truck that appeared in the magazine, even going back a few issues, but I know some of that's debated. But we know Pat's was the first on the cover that was body dropped. So here you got a killer S10, topless. That wing dough. It's like, holy. But seeing these trucks, looking at Chris Anders's, the Mazda with the scallops, seeing these trucks, man, really brings me back. And it makes me want a topless Mini pretty bad. Shout out to the homie Josh Ellis, the Look That Kills. So DJ Snake featuring DJ AK. That was kind of a famous ad I remember seeing. Till Base Do Us Part, so kind of a cool tie-in there. Ghetto Boys had Till Death Do Us Part. But this one, with the Beamer in there. And available on Youngsta cassettes and compact discs. There's a throwback term for you. Not a CD. It was a compact disc. Shout out to everybody that continues to listen to the podcast. We appreciate that. A chop top from the Chop Shop. So, of course, you got Courtney Halowell tied in there. SoCal at the Chop Shop. Shout out to Gendro, the legend. We got to get him on. If you guys know Gendro, hit him up. Say, yo, I know you're busy. He's got a lot going on. But we got to get Gendro on the podcast. Here you have Wyatt Strange, a Mini Truckin' Diary, a week in the life of a mini trucker. And what I'm trying to do is kind of keep the glare down from the light. The light is helping me. I have really good eyesight, but on these darker evenings, It definitely helps. So you got Blue Thunder here, and we'll spin this around. 89 Mazda B2200. It's got all the right stuff, right color. I'll even take the headlight covers, billet wheels, the low tint on the bottom and top. Killer stuff. So West Coast Nats, also known as West Coast Nationals. This van, I believe, I was looking at this earlier today, auto sound and security cover. You've got, of course, plenty of lifted trucks here. Man, dude, I wish the Geo Metros, man. The Geo Trackers, excuse me. I was like, wait, hold on. Not the Metro. But the Geo Tracker, that era, the colors. I mean, even this S10, right? I mean, I was never a fan back in the day of that bumper, but you'd see something like that today. And although it's so odd how Chevy had to do it, my truck came from Colorado, my 9.4, and it had a roll pan on it, factory roll pan. Not sure what the differences were in the States or whatever. My truck was bare bones. Definitely didn't have that. Of course, mine was 94. But, just seeing this, the nostalgia, even the bigger logo on the back, it's just an awesome era. Always loved this Toyota. Super clean. Love the graphics on it. How the yellow kind of comes down the middle, and then you've got these pieces that come off here, these items. Of course, the Hardbody, the Yodas, Mazdas, all the foreign trucks were running stuff. Killer truck here. So many awesome trucks. Toppers. Right here, rest in peace. We've given the shout out and mentioned in the past. The homie passed away. You got the Alpine across the front windshield. Leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. Some of these I feel like go a little bit long, and you guys are just like, hey, we want the content. We had the homie on because of Ruben that had owned a Modern Image. He had built a lot of cool stuff. He also did some stuff, some vinyl graphics from the first Fast and the Furious. So top 5 ways to have the lowest truck in town. Always enjoyed reading these. It's kind of funny to look back at the CD changer. I mentioned this recently. I mean, dude, Tony Braxton, Green Day, DJ Magic Mike, and the Royal Posse. Speaking of that, if you want to watch DJ Magic Mike, you can download Twitch. He does a set on there. And then also DJ Maze, our homie, he has become friends with DJ Magic Mike. And DJ Magic Mike was wearing a DJ Maze shirt recently for his DJ set. They kind of trade off followers. And DJ Magic Mike has even given, there's that rig again, he has even given DJ Maze a lot of props for some of the mixes that he's done. And DJ Maze doesn't pre-record the stuff. I mean, he does it there, and he was doing it at Scrapin the Coast. Lowdown in Lilac. This was not an easy issue for me to come upon. Jerrod Gardenhire? No, say that wrong. Gardenhire. 89 Yoda. So Courtney Halowell shot this one, rest in peace. And if I remember correctly, this one might have came from the homie over in Orlando. Bow to NC. Shout out to my brother, the OG. So a few of these final issues that I needed did come from Randy. So big ups to Randy and Tim out there. Speaking of Tim, Tim's Yoda is going to be in the next Street Trucks. The new cover was announced on StreetTrucksMag.com. And Negative Camper, Florida, Tim, he has a feature in it. Riding around with some clean trucks. Got Rezo 9.5. And if you take a look, it depended on how it fell. December 30th through the 31st, 94, but it would roll over to January of 95. So, this was 95 Rezo. it got a little confusing because sometimes it would be like, through the end of the year here, and, it would be like, well, wait a minute, it's 94. So anytime I look back, for instance, the severed 10th anniversary, it always kind of makes me think for a second, which year are we talking about? So this is Be the Light. Superdome rips the roof off. Talked a little bit about Superdome. I love this Square S10. Obviously, it has that front visor on it. But to me, I mean, how awesome is it here? You see the visor, but then you got that kind of that topless feel. The Sundome only appeared, from my recollection, on that one issue on the cover, and that was the Isuzu. That was one of the last issues that I got, and shout out to Thomas Cardinal. He is, of course, in the mix in terms of securing magazines, autographs, all kinds of different stuff. He has helped me several times, and I thank him. Just for looks, so Sharts shot this one. Say that one 10 times fast. Texas Heatwave 5, so you had to insert photo on the cover, which is this one right here. And Texas Heatwave is back. I know it's going down next month. Hopefully I'll have this posted before the 1st. I can't believe how fast time is flying. And then, boom, more than likely it was shot at that show. Courtney had, of course, the eye for shooting some awesome trucks. And if you listen to Chris Schmidt's episode, we recently had the homie on from New York. He'll talk about how he met Courtney and how he was going to West Coast river runs in the mid-90s. That's why we do this stuff. We want these stories to come to light. And we want you guys to hear the real deal and know what went down. Some of the key players out there. Chris shot for Mini Truck, and we didn't talk about a lot of the stuff that he did for the magazine. He kind of just left it. We kind of left it at. He just freelanced, which I think is cool. But of course, we talk about how Chris's truck on this last episode, how it almost kind of graced the first Street Trucks cover. So here you're talking about the Blazer. By today's standards, these are small vehicles, right? I mean, minis. If you think about now, of course, there are some small SUVs, but, to me, these just seem tiny compared to what we have now. There's the interior. And just sitting in these trucks with, just seeing the switches and how the stereos were set up, it really seems like a lifetime ago. It's only been, 25 years or so. Mini Sketchpad. One of the homies had sent us some of the artwork that he did. I'd like to cover that stuff. He gave us a good idea, and maybe in the future I'll be able to do that. Slammin Jammin 9 Foe, and then you got Joe Greaves right here. He shot my feature for my chassis that ran a Mini Truckin. Joe has been around, as you can see here, all the way back to the 80s. Served his time in the military. And he has just made a career out of doing what he loves, shooting vehicles and, of course, shooting those models. Here you go. You got Jeff and Melissa Everidge, Tasmania, real clean truck. Always like this style. Of course, you see the French antenna. You got the wire wheels. You got Ballistic. So that famous truck, I've always loved this ad, and that was part of the header, the title, if you will, for the cover. And you see Ballistic on the front tag. This is one reason why I always wanted to show my truck with the hood off. We did that, unfortunately, right after my dad passed in October 2017. But, we did it. I had planned to do that, and it's funny because Jimmy's like, yeah, he's always wanted to show the truck with the wheel off and with the hood off, and I did do that. And I always love that look of seeing all of the detail work with the hood off. So you have the French antennas, as I had mentioned. The Tasmania ties in, and then of course you've got you got a TV in there with a sub. It's crazy to think when you had to put a TV in your vehicle back in the day, what it took. So here you have Kurt, UKASIC or SIK, 86 Ford Ranger, super low. You see the juice in the back. Here you got Todd Wilt's famous truck. This is the 84 Dodge D50. Many of you know what that transformed into. And then Josh Brown's 87 Mazda. These were always cool because you got a little bit of an insight into some of these big, badass, up-and-coming trucks. So, Poor Boys, that basic kind of interior there, the stock interior. Of course, you got the billet wheel, the billet pedals, clean bed treatment. Love this grill. We talked to Chris Schmidt about it. Man, that grill is just so clean with that wheel. Looks like a Budnick, was it? The Tusk wheels, I think they are. And then here, here's the funny thing. This is Chris Schmidt's truck, Dole. So we didn't even talk about the fact that it ran in mini trucking. And when I'm looking at this, I'm like, wait a minute, this is Chris's truck. So it kind of shows how quickly he was able to get things done. And that's funny because we actually talk about the club name and things like that. So it's been a minute since I looked at this one. And there you go. Chris Schmidt for the win, dude. Ford Truckin Premier Issue. So these were kind of some of the spin-offs. We see that today with Sport Truck when they do things like the OBS builder guides and whatnot. So there you have it. This is issue 35 of Mini Truckin Magazine, which is November 94. The lilac colors. You got the model on the cover. Mini Truckin how-tos. All that stuff you got a chance to see. Again, huge thanks to everyone that put on Scrapin the Coast. We raised over $30,000. I say we, the crew that did all the work, raised over $30,000 for Greg Miller. Mike Murray was involved, Sean Rose, Chad Luke, Sean Randall, many people. Some I, don't even know how to begin that long list of people that helped out. But Scrapin the Coast 2021 wrap up coming this Friday. Huge shout out to Greg Miller, and we hope that he continues on to his recovery, and we love the homie. We just want him to get better. With that being said, ODB, hopefully you've enjoyed this one with a little bit of light on Mini Truckin Magazine 35. More to come, y'all. ODB, we out here. Peace.